Hi, my name's Heather and this is Willy Willy Shape Shape. If you're new here, you're more than welcome. This is a channel about cross stitch and all things cross stitch, and if you're coming back, thank you very much. As I say, channel about cross stitch, so I'm going to just be giving updates on what I've been doing this week, and other little bits and pieces that I've been working on. So I hope yous are all doing really well and that yous have been able to get as many stitches as you can on any of your projects that you can. I have got a little bit done this week, or sorry, it's been 2 weeks. Over the 2 weeks I have 4 different projects I've been working on. I usually like to keep on one project for probably about 4 or 5 days and then I move on to the next one. Not unless something goes terribly wrong and then I decide, no, I need to change it up and go on to the next one. But no, this past 2 weeks didn't go too bad. So that's really all the update I have. So I can just jump straight in and show you what I've been working on. I think I showed this in my last Flosstube. I think not last week, the week before, I think number 29. I think this is Flosstube 31. I didn't say that. Flosstube 31. And it's Easter weekend. Forgot to say that too. But I know I was working on this on my last proper Flosstube for last week. I done going through my stash. So if you're interested in seeing all the patterns that I have, you can jump back and watch it. But as I say, I think I showed this one. So I did do a wee bit more and then I popped it away. Just as I say, I think I'd said on it, I didn't want to keep, I loved working on this, but I don't want to keep working on something I love in case I end up scundering myself on it. So I was more than happy just to put it down and I'll come back to it, and I'll probably come back to it within the next couple of weeks, so I will. But this is Sunflower Cottage. Let me see if I can get this right for you. So this is Sunflower Cottage. It's by Little Dove Cross Stitch, I think is what the name is. I've actually notes and everything today, but of course I forgot to write this down, what the name of these are, and I don't have the folder over here. So that's as far as I've got with that one. Which, it might not look a lot, but it's kind of good full coverage there, so that definitely keeps me going there. But it's lovely. The fabric is an 18 count, and I think it's Coffee Craft Fabric Megan. It's one of hers, so there's no name to it, but it's a lovely, or there's that side there, it's a lovely mottled blues, like a mauve colour, beigey brown, I'm not sure what you'd call it, but it's lovely to work on, and I'm just using the DMC threads that are called for. So as I say, I love working on this one, and 18 count is my, love 18 count with one strand of DMC, so that I've discovered that's my sweet spot. So that was the first one I worked on. And you'll actually see I have these all ironed. Well, bar the next one, but you'll see. Because I might do a whip parade for my next video. So I thought, why not have them sort of ironed now? But we'll see how that goes. Okay, my next one is Full Coverage. It's by Stitches So Beautiful, is who charted the art, and the artist is Carla Gerard. I think that's, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce her last name, but it's spelled Gerard. It is Christmas Village or Winter Village. Not 100% sure. I'll pop the full picture. Again, I've showed this a few times, but I got a good bit done on this. So I'm more than happy with that. I worked on this for about 4 nights, and I think I got roughly about 2 to 250 stitches done a night on it. So I'm really loving that. Really love working on that one. It's great up here at the minute because it's kind of just block stitching. Obviously, the more I get down, it's more confetti heavy. This bit has took me quite a while. I sort of do a wee bit of it, and then I go and do a bit of the more block colour, and then go back and do a wee bit of confetti, and then do a wee bit, and sort of work it that way so I don't burn myself out on the confetti, because I can't see how that would be easily done on these. And I sort of did pick it as well. Now again, I haven't got further down, so I don't know what the houses and stuff's all like, but looking at the colours, I sort of thought, yeah, there's fading of colours and whatnot, but there seems to be a good bit that would be blockish colours, or you'd have a fair bit of block of colour to work with. So that was sort of one of the reasons why I did pick it. Obviously I loved the picture, but that was one of the reasons why. But I'm loving working on this. As I say, that's how far I've gotten it. And as you can see, I have my beach tile clips, and I'm finding them those really good. I got them, it was either eBay or Amazon I got them off. They weren't that dear, and I got, I think you could buy them in a packet of 4, 8, 12, something like that there. I think it was the 8 I got. I'm looking over for the pack sitting. I think it's 8's in it. And they do keep everything. Like, I was using clothes pegs and stuff. I did have the wee silicone magnetic doodads. Obviously it was just the ones that I had bought, but they just weren't holding that fabric. They definitely wouldn't have held. There's just too much fabric there for them. So I tried those, and they're brilliant. They're really good. I say I didn't take that one out of the hoop because I dread the thought of having to put it back in again. So I just left it as is. But that is being worked on. I'm nearly sure that's being worked on 20 count Ada, and again 1 strand. Love it. Love it. Say 18, 20. 18's definitely but 20's good too with the 1 strand. The coverage on the 20 is definitely a lot better than on the 18, obviously, but I do like the 18. So that's that one. I also found last week, I did know, but I completely forgot, I'm using my camera, I'm not using my phone at the minute. I keep saying this every week, I'm putting stuff up and I'm hoping to God that you can see it, and it's not half of it down here, half of it up here, or otherwise, or too close. Before I hit play, I sort of play about with it to see where I can hold it. But I realised last week that after 20 minutes, the camera just stops recording, and then about a minute, 2 minutes later, it closes down. So I have to keep minding myself that. I actually meant to set a timer, and I forgot to do that too. Don't, I know. But I sort of have to mind myself about that for the next thing. It'll close down. And as I say, I just thought it had stopped recording there and then last week, but it wasn't until I went back and was watching the video editing and realised, oh no, it's took a whole chunk out, which I hadn't recorded, didn't realise it hadn't recorded, so it was missing. So there you are. Just a little piece of useful information, if it is even information, detail. Okay, on to the next thing. Yes, this was the next one I stitched on, which is, if I can get this, it's Zena. And that one's just failed. I'll have to get that in a wee second. So this one is Nora Corbett, and it is Zenia, Zenia, Z-E-N-I-A. So that's the full picture of her there. And I just love the colours. As I said last time, it was, there's a bit of beading on her, but not an awful lot. And that's, I just sort of wanted to keep that for, I have never done beading before, so I don't want to throw myself in at the deep end. This is done on 16 count vintage country mocha. I'm nearly sure this is. And it's the DMC called for 2/1. So that is her there. And I was really enjoying working on her. There is a good bit of block colour. There's not too much. In fact, there's very little confetti on it. So it's a pleasure to work on. You just can grab one colour, away you go. And that's her all done. So hopefully you're seeing that. But no, I've enjoyed working on her. I don't know about that. I done the back stitching on the skull, and it did say that you used, was it 1 thread? 2 threads, and you done it 1 over, and I have done it, and I don't like it. I don't like it. To me, it is just too thick. I would actually nearly prefer it without the back stitching around there, so I don't know. So we'll see if that stays like that or not. I actually think I just prefer it without the stitching on it, but we'll see what way that goes. So no, I got, if you follow me on Instagram, it's just Woolly Woolly Sheep as well, just on Instagram. All will be down below in the description box. But I was showing what I'd done one night to the next night, and I actually got really good progress done on her, so I'm more than happy with how she come along. So that is her, and as I say, they're all nice and neatly ironed for once. Now hold on, this one fell. Okay, this is Kathy Barrick. No, I didn't bring it in, I can't remember. Is it Away We Ride? No, Away We Ride is Birds of a Feather. Cannot remember the name of it, but everybody has seen it, I would say, or at least a good few have seen it. It is Kathy Barrick, and I have been working on it, was it last night? And I done a wee bit this morning on it as well. So that is her. The dress is amazing, and it actually isn't as hard to do as when I first looked at it. But I love it. And to be honest, I keep forgetting that I have this in my whips until I go through it. I actually went last night and I went, look at that, the dress. That is lovely. But I wasn't sure what I wanted to do to work on next after it was the Mirabilia. I wasn't sure, and I was like, I don't even, don't know. So I actually took and went through every single one and was like, you're coming out, I'm working on you. And then I had more of it done than I thought when I pulled it out. So started and I thought, right, you know what, I'm doing the dress. The dress, when you initially look at it, I sort of was like, oh, that's going to be full on. But once you get into a rhythm with it, it's just brilliant. And it works up so quick. It works up so quick. Or well, I thought it did anyway. So that is her. And she is on 18 count. Yep, 18 count. I did count her out. So I'm not sure the name. It's obviously a Zweigart base, but I'm not sure. It's not market. Not sure what that was, but love working on it. And again, it's just a call for DMCs I'm working on or working with. So I'm going to keep working on her for the next few days and we'll see how I get on with it, but I'm more than happy with what I've done so far. So that is everything that I've worked on so far over this last 2 weeks. So I have no haul this week. I have bought a few bits and pieces, but I'm waiting on it coming. I only ordered it at this I only ordered it Wednesday, Thursday, and with it being Easter weekend and a few days off and stuff, I wasn't expecting it obviously to be here, so that I've nothing to show. Nothing to show you for a change. Usually I have something, but no, nothing this time. Okay, so as I say, I have everything wrote down, I still managed to mess it up. So I wanted to say who I'd been watching over the past couple of weeks. I'm not somebody who sits and watches Flosstubes all the time. I've other bits and pieces cooking. I like to watch people cooking. I like shopping videos, as in grocery shopping videos. Don't knock it till you've watched it, honestly. Seeing people going, they go to Costco. We don't have Costco here, so it's like amazing. It is amazing to see what you can get in Costco. So we have it and just all these different places we don't have over here. Like watching them. But no, who I've been watching this past couple of weeks, I have wrote them down. So actually this morning I watched Stacey 911 Stitcher. She had her birthday last month, so she seemed to have an absolutely brilliant time whenever she was going over everything that she'd done, and went to Las Vegas and seen Barry Manilow, so like what's not to like about that and love about it. Also watched Stephanie and Alison cross stitch the globe. They had a couple of videos out with free patterns, so they'd done a spring free pattern and they also done an Easter free pattern as well. Or well, I say free pattern, I mean as in loads of free patterns that are available. So they were available obviously when they made the videos. Not all free patterns stay free patterns for maybe long, or they maybe don't stay up on the person's website for long. So when you watch it, if you see something you like, go and get it. Go and see if it is still available. But they had some beautiful ones, so they had or were showing some beautiful ones on it, so really worth the watch. And must have been Wednesday there of this week, and I was watching Charlie Feathers. She was doing a whip parade for her 40th, so she had 39, and then she went ahead and had started another one by the end, so she had her 40 whips for her 40th. So it was really nice, and it was lovely to see all the difference. I watch people's Flosstubes, and my list just gets longer. My list of wants just gets longer and longer, which I'm sure is the same for everybody. But no, so those are sort of the ones I've been watching over the past couple of weeks. That was that. So we had Market. So Nashville was about a month ago, maybe 5-6 weeks. Can't remember the exact date, but we're sort of past a wee bit now. But the amount of new releases over the past 2 weeks have been, I don't know how designers do it, but there has been quite a few new releases and they're all gorgeous. But these are some of the ones. I've just wrote them down of everything. I have this wrote down because no way would I remember all this. But no, so now I'll go through some of the ones that I've, as I say, wrote down here, and I'll pop a picture up for you to let you see them. And if there's any, if I have links or anything, all will be below as well. But no, they're absolutely gorgeous. These, to start off, there's Primrose Cottage. So I'm sure a good few of you have seen. They have quite a few. All have come out lately. So you have stitching rules. It is beautiful. And there's small stitching cushions with like bobbins and threads all on it. They are gorgeous. If and when I can get them into the shop, I will. Unfortunately, I can't buy from Primrose Cottage direct. I'm in the UK. Unfortunately, they don't send here, so I have to go through my wholesaler, and because they're just popular, it's hard to get them. But once I get them, they'll be up, I'll show you, and they'll be available. So they, as I say, stitching rules, and there's a stitching cushion. There was others as well. They're just the two that I have took the photographs of. Bibsters, who is on Etsy, she had a heart sampler. Lovely. It's all blues, pinks. It's beautiful, lovely little border at the bottom, and at the top like lacy sort of effect at the top and like a gingham at the bottom. Again, you'll see, but it's gorgeous. Twin Peak Primitives, they have a Miss Liberty out. Lovely smallish one. I say smallish, I don't actually know the stitch count, but it's, you know, still a nice size. And then we have Carolyn Manning. She has Marigold Melody. So it's lovely, all spring, summer colours. Well, probably maybe more summer, for it's all yellows and oranges and greens, and obviously marigold's the colour of marigolds. So it's lovely and available. Country Cottage Needleworks, their June mini village is now available. Again, part of the series, and beautiful, just beautiful. And lastly, or the last one that I've took a note of, is Bella Filipina one, and it's Lady Antheia. It's gorgeous. It is stunning. So, let's say, hopefully you've seen all them and you've seen something that's maybe pricked your interest. But that's all for new releases. Lastly, it's just what I have new in the shop. So, as a good few of you know, I have opened up my own shop. I do have a shop on Etsy, but I'm sort of trying to transition more over on to my own website with everything cross-stitch. There's still going to be the normal crafty stuff over on my Etsy shop, but sort of the cross-stitch I'm wanting to get over onto my own website. So it is www.willywillysheepsheep.co.uk. All my patterns are on it, or all the patterns that are available are on it. I have trim on it if you're a finisher. I'm working on getting more trim on it. I know I don't have an awful lot. I am working on getting more trim on it. Notions, we have new scissors. They come in yesterday. So we have those scissors there. It's a wee bit of a mess behind me because I've sort of got stuff in that was like just trying to find places to put things. And we have those scissors there. There's also gold stork ones. And if you happen to be going on holiday, there's little foldable up ones as well. I think folded up they're like 1.5 inches, so good if you're going traveling, as I say. Also this week I have got in needles. So I have pony needles. I have a coloured version, so the eye of them is coloured. So if you know, you can easily look and see, oh right, that's a 24, 28. So I do have those in 24, 26 and a 28. I have the gold eye pony ones as well, and again 24, 26 and 28. I have hemline tapestry needles in 24, 26, 28. Say it with me. So they're all in and up on the shop as well. I have the pony black, so if you have a nickel allergy, they're up as well. Unfortunately, I don't have 28s in those. I just can't get them. I did try and get them, but it just was such a hassle. It wasn't worth it in the end. But so they're available as well. All's up on the website, and I say the link is down below. But I think that is everything for this week. If you've made it this far, you're nearly braver than me. But I hope to be back next week, and as I say, possibly with a whip parade. We'll see, and we'll see if the iron comes out if I do the whip parade. But no, that is everything for this week. So I want to thank you all for watching. If you have liked what you've seen, if you could give it a wee thumbs up. And if you aren't already subscribed, if you could subscribe, that would be brilliant, and I'd really appreciate that. But until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.